Cumin, sometimes spelled ʻkʌmɨn, is a flowering plant in the family Apiaceae, native from the East Mediterranean to India. Its seeds are used in the cuisines of many different cultures, in both whole and ground form. It also has many uses as a traditional medicinal plant. Etymology. The English cumin is derived from the Old English, from Latin cuminum, which is the Latinization of the Greek kappa upsilon mu iota nu omicron nu, cognate with Hebrew and Arabic. The earliest attested form of the word in Greek is the Mycenaean ʻkūmino, written in Linear B-syllabic script. Forms of this word are attested in several ancient Semitic languages, including Camunu and Akkadian. The ultimate source is thought to be the Sumerian word ʻkʌmɨn. Description. Cumin is the dried seed of the herb Cuminum cyminum, a member of the parsley family. The cumin plant grows to 30 to 50 centimeters tall and is harvested by hand. It is an annual herbaceous plant, with a slender, glabrous, branched stem that is 20 to 30 centimeters tall and has a diameter of 3 to 5 centimeters. Each branch has 2 to 3 sub-branches. All the branches attain the same height, therefore the plant has a uniform canopy. The stem is colored gray or dark green. The leaves are 5 to 10 centimeters long, pinnate or bipinnate, with thread-like leaflets. The flowers are small, white or pink, and borne in umbels. Each umbel has 5 to 7 umbels. The fruit is a lateral fusiform or ovoid achene 4 to 5 mm long, containing 2 mericarps with a single seed. Cumin seeds have 8 ridges with oil canals. They resemble caraway seeds, being oblong in shape, longitudinally ridged, and yellow-brown in color. Like other members of the Umbelliferae family such as caraway, parsley, and dill. History. Cumin has been in use since ancient times. Seeds excavated at the Syrian site Tel Adair have been dated to the 2nd millennium BC. They have also been reported from several New Kingdom levels of ancient Egyptian archaeological sites. In the ancient Egyptian civilization, cumin was used as spice and as preservative in mummification. Originally cultivated in Iran and the Mediterranean region, cumin is mentioned in the Bible in both the Old Testament and the New Testament. The ancient Greeks kept cumin at the dining table in its own container, and this practice continues in Morocco. Cumin was also used heavily in ancient Roman cuisine. In India, it has been used for millennia as a traditional ingredient of innumerable kormas, masalas, and soups, and forms the basis of many other spice blends. Cumin was introduced to the Americas by Spanish and Portuguese colonists. Several different types of cumin are known, but the most famous ones are black and green cumin, both of which are used in Persian cuisine. Today, the plant is mostly grown in China, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Iran, Turkey, Morocco, Egypt, Syria, Mexico, Chile, and India. Since cumin is often used as part of birdseed and exported to many countries, the plant can occur as an introduced species in many territories. Cumin occurs rarely as an introduced species in the British Isles, mainly in southern England, but the frequency of its occurrence has declined greatly. According to the Botanical Society of the British Isles' most recent atlas, only one record has been confirmed since 2000. Cultivation and production. Cultivation areas. The main producer and consumer of cumin is India. It produces 70% of the world's supply and consumes 90% of that. Other producers are Syria, Iran, and Turkey. The remaining 11% comes from other countries. In total, around 300,000 tons of cumin per year are produced worldwide. In 2007, India produced around 175,000 tons of cumin on an area of about 410,000 hectares, i.e., the average yield was 0.43 tons per hectare. The Maltese island of Camino is named for the plant that grows wild there. Climatic requirements. Cumin is a drought-tolerant, tropical, or subtropical crop. It has a growth season of 100 to 120 days. The optimum growth temperature ranges are between 25 and 30 degrees C. The Mediterranean climate is most suitable for its growth. Cultivation of cumin requires a long, hot summer of 3 to 4 months. At low temperatures, leaf color changes from green to purple. High temperature might reduce growth period and induce early ripening. In India, cumin is sown from October until the beginning of December, and harvesting starts in February. In Syria and Iran, cumin is sown from mid-November until mid-December and harvested in June, July. Cultivation parameters: cumin is grown from seeds. The seeds need 2 to 5 degrees Celsius for emergence. An optimum of 20 to 30 degrees Celsius is suggested. Cumin is vulnerable to frost damage, especially at flowering and early seed formation stages. Methods to reduce frost damage are spraying with sulfuric acid, irrigating the crop prior to frost incidents, setting up windbreaks, or creating an early morning smoke cover. The seedlings of cumin are rather small and the vigor is low. Soaking the seeds for 8 hours before sowing enhances germination. For an optimal plant population, a sowing density of 12 to 15 kilograms per hectare is recommended. Fertile, sandy, loamy soils with good aeration, proper drainage and high oxygen availability are preferred. The pH optimum of the soil ranges from 6.8 to 8.3. Cumin seedlings are sensitive to salinity and emergence from heavy soils is rather difficult. Therefore, a proper seedbed preparation is crucial for optimal establishment of cumin. 2 sowing methods are used for cumin: broadcasting and line sowing. For broadcast sowing, the field is divided into beds and the seeds are uniformly broadcast in this bed. Afterwards, they are covered with soil using a rake. For line sowing, shallow furrows are prepared with hooks at a distance of 20 to 25 centimeters. The seeds are then placed in these furrows and covered with soil. Line sowing offers advantages for intercultural operations such as weeding, hoeing, or spraying. The recommended sowing depth is 1 to 2 centimeters and the recommended sowing density is around 120 plants per square meter. The water requirements of cumin are lower than those of many other species. Despite this, cumin is often irrigated after sowing to be sure that enough moisture is available for seedling development. The amount and frequency of irrigation depends on the climate conditions. Cultivation management: the relative humidity in the center of origin of cumin is rather low. High relative humidity favors fungal diseases. Cumin is especially sensitive to alternaria blight and fusarium wilt. Early sown crops exhibit stronger disease effects than late sown crops. The most important disease is fusarium wilt, resulting in yield losses up to 80%. Fusarium is seed or soil-borne and it requires distinct soil temperatures for development of epidemics. Inadequate fertilization might favor fusarium epidemics. Cumin blight appears in the form of dark brown spots on leaves and stems. When the weather is cloudy after flowering, the incidence of the disease is increased. Another, but less important, disease is powdery mildew. Incidence of powdery mildew in early development can cause drastic yield losses because no seeds are formed. Later in development, powdery mildew causes discolored, small seeds. Pathogens can lead to high reductions in crop yield. Cumin can be attacked by aphids at the flowering stage. They suck the sap of the plant from tender parts and flowers. The plant becomes yellow, the seed formation is reduced, and the quality of the harvested product decreases. Heavily infested plant parts should be removed. Other important pests are the mites, which frequently attack the crop. Since the mites mostly feed on young leaves, the infestation is more severe on young inflorescences. The open canopy of cumin is another problem. Only a low proportion of the incoming light is absorbed. The leaf area index of cumin is low. This might be a problem because weeds can compete with cumin for essential resources such as water and light and thereby lower yield. The slow growth and a short stature of cumin favors weed competition. Additionally, 2 hoeing and weeding sessions are needed for the control of weeds. During the first weeding session, thinning should be done, as well, to remove excess plants. The use of pre-plant or pre-emergence herbicides is very effective in India, but this kind of herbicide application requires soil moisture for a successful weed control. Breeding of cumin. Cumin is a diploid species with 14 chromosomes. The chromosomes of the different varieties have morphological similarities with no distinct variation in length and volume. Most of the varieties available today are selections. The variabilities of yield and yield components are high. Varieties are developed by sib-mating in enclosed chambers or by biotechnology. Cumin is a cross-pollinator, i.e., the breeds are already hybrids. Therefore, methods used for breeding are in vitro regenerations, DNA technologies, and gene transfers. The in vitro cultivation of cumin allows the production of genetically identical plants. The main sources for the explants used in vitro regenerations are embryos, hypocotyl, shoot internodes, leaves, and cotyledons. One goal of cumin breeding is to improve its resistance to biotic and abiotic stresses. The potential genetic variability for conventional breeding of cumin is limited and research about cumin genetics is scarce. Uses. Cumin seed is used as a spice for its distinctive flavor and aroma. It is globally popular and an essential flavoring in many cuisines, particularly South Asian, Northern African, and Latin American cuisines. Cumin can be found in some cheeses, such as Leyden cheese, and in some traditional breads from France. It is commonly used in traditional Brazilian cuisine. Cumin can be an ingredient in chili powder, and is found in achiote blends, adobos, sofrito, garam masala, curry powder, and baharat. In Myanmar, cumin is known as, and used as a spice. In South Asian cooking, it is often combined with coriander seeds in a powdered mixture called dana jeera. Cumin can be used ground or as whole seeds. It helps to add an earthy and warming feeling to food, making it a staple in certain stews and soups, as well as spiced gravies such as chili. It is also used as an ingredient in some pickles and pastries. Medicinal uses in Sanskrit. Cumin is known as jeera, that which helps digestion, and is called zira in Persian. In the Ayurvedic system, dried cumin seeds are used for medicinal purposes. These seeds are powdered and used in different forms like kashaya, arishta, butter, and processed with ghee. It is used internally and sometimes for external applications also. In southern India, popular drinks such as Kerala and Tamil Nadu are called jeera water, which is made by boiling cumin seeds. It is believed that cumin is beneficial for heart disease, swellings, tastelessness, vomiting, poor digestion and chronic fever. Secondary metabolites cuminaldehyde, cymine and terpenoids are the major volatile components of cumin. Results of a study conducted in India showed that cumin can be used as an antioxidant. The antioxidative potential is correlated with the phenol content of cumin. Cuminaldehyde has also antimicrobial and antifungal properties which could be shown e.g. with Escherichia coli and Penicillium chrysogenum. Nutritional value. Although cumin seeds contain a relatively large percentage of iron, extremely large quantities of cumin would need to be consumed for it to serve as a significant dietary source. According to the USDA, 1 tablespoon of cumin spice contains 22 kilocalories of food energy, 1.34 grams of fat, 2.63 grams of carbohydrates, 0.6 grams of fiber and 1.07 grams of protein. Confusion with other spices. Cumin is sometimes confused with caraway, another umbelliferous spice. Cumin, though, is hotter to the taste, lighter in color, and larger. Many European languages do not distinguish clearly between the two. Many Slavic and Uralic languages refer to cumin as Roman caraway. Examples include Czech, Kmin, caraway, Rimsky Kmin, cumin, Polish, Kminek, caraway, Kmin rimsky, cumin, Hungarian, ǩküːmɨn, caraway, Roman cumin, Finnish, ķkjuːmɨn, caraway, Roman cumin, although sometimes also called ďusto cheese caraway. In Norwegian, caraway is called both karve and cummin, while cumin is spiskummin, from German spis meaning food. Similarly in Swedish and Danish, caraway is cummin, common, while cumin is spiskummin, spidskommen. In German, kummel stands for caraway and kruuskummel denotes cumin. In Icelandic, caraway is ķkjuːmɨn, while cumin is cummin. In Romanian, cimmin is caraway, while cimmin turcisk, cumin, cummin is cumin. The distantly related Bunium persicum, Bunium bulba castanum, and the unrelated Nigella sativa are both sometimes called black cumin. Aroma profile. Cummin's distinctive flavor and strong, warm aroma are due to its essential oil content. Its main constituent aroma compounds are cumminaldehyde and cumminic alcohol. Other important aroma compounds of toasted cumin are the substituted pyrazines, 2-ethioxy3-isopropylpyrazine, 2-methoxy-3-sec-butylpyrazine, and 2-methoxy-3-methylpyrazine. Other components include gamma-terpen, safranal, p-cyminum, beta-pinene. Images. Dry, whole cumin fruit. Commercially packaged whole and ground cumin seeds. Close-up of dried cumin seeds.